Hello, I'm Lucy Jackson. I'm riding a lovely horse called Kilcultrum Ambassador, who's a 10-year-old, and we're on Team New Zealand, trying to get a slot at the Olympics. We're here at the Kentucky Rolex 3-day event, walking fence 9A, B and C, the Bridgestone Park question. So basically the key to this fence, you've already had 2 water jumps, which the horses haven't known the water is behind it until they've got there. This then poses a similar question, with a front rail with a steep drop, and this time there's a ditch to surprise them behind it, so bear in mind they might be backing off. You've come at quite a good fast gallop down the course, made a square turn so that you can really set your horse back up on his hocks, have his canter nice and short, and collected his balance uphill, so that as you get closer to the fence and he starts to back off, you can have your leg there and ride him more strongly. There's a good expression, a coffin canter. It needs to be short, bouncy and punchy, so that you can press them in here, then you get a nice round jump, by which time they could have got time to assess the ditch ahead, which will come this side. So my intention at this stage is to come the straight route, get straight to this, do a 1 stride, so the horses land about here, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of my steps for their 1 stride. Then as I jump the ditch slightly on the angle, I'm then going to be thinking of turning my horse to the right to get straight for this very narrow skinny, which is also very wide and also quite high, so it's quite a big jumping effort for them. They haven't seen this jumping effort until they get to the ditch, at which time they're most likely just checking out the ditch. So it's on landing, which is into the face of the bank, they then get to assess their last question. So we'll come over the ditch, so I can leave you behind. So landing into the bank, we think is going to take a little bit of their momentum away, so your first stride is not going to be as long as it might. So having landed into the bank with a bit less momentum, we've then got to make sure we've steered their shoulders straight. We're looking up and away for the 3 strides to the C element. There is a long route, which I hope not to be taking. Should I have had a stop at the A element, I think the better thing to do would be to come round. This long route is back to front, but it does give you 2 strides before the ditch. And then the long route away is another skinny, but you've got plenty of time to aim for it. But direct is the way forward for me. So here we are at numbers 10 and 11. This is the United States Equestrian Federation double brush table. In essence, big though these fences are, I'd consider them to be one of the more straightforward combinations on course. So basically you've just got what you can see, which is big, straightforward, bold brush oxers. 2 of them, if you take middle to middle and have them both straight, they'll be on 7 strides, but I think you'll see people angle them and do less, or swing out wider and add more strides. Although they seem straightforward, I always think it's important on the cross country to build up your brownie points where you can. So get a good jump at the easier fences, because you might need those help for extra points later on in the course.